Hi everyone, my name is Marco Castro and I work for WETCO, the Women's Housing and Economic Development Corporation. We're a nonprofit in the Bronx. We've been trying to help small businesses for the last few years, and we're trying to show people how they can create their own free website using Weebly, a e-commerce platform from Square. So Square is a company that does credit card transaction machines. They have different versions. You used to be able to plug them into your phone. Now there's software for your tablet and all of these other advanced features. There's a full video that talks about that on our Facebook page. So check that out if you have thoughts, or just look at squareup.com for more information about their pricing. Basically, they charge you every time you swipe a credit card. It's comparable to other services. So the platform that we're going to use, though, is called Weebly. To get started, you want to click the blue button that says Create Your Website. It's going to open up the screen where it asks you some basic information about you, your name, your email, your password. It's going to ask you to confirm that you're not a robot, so it knows that you're not a spammer or a hacker, and then it's going to ask you to read the terms and conditions. So please do that before you agree and sign up. It's going to ask me what kind of site do I want to use. A personal site, so that's more or less a blog, or do I want a more fuller e-commerce site? So we're going to say business site, try Square Online. Click the blue button. Now it's going to ask me for my business name. It gives me two other fields that are optional: my employer identification number, so a tax number with the IRS, and my annual income. You can skip those for now and come back later and add them in. Next is going to ask me what kind of business do I have. For this exercise, we're going to say clothing. We're going to click continue. If you don't see your business type, you can click I don't see my business type, and then it will let you search. Next, it's going to ask me for my address. Where is my store located? Click continue. It's going to verify my account. Okay, so now it's going to bring me to my dashboard. You can use this to get started. You need to click on the Design Now button, and it's going to ask me what sections do I want to include on the site. So by default, it's created the home page and the shop all, so a page where all my items are going to go, but I can also select the different options on the left. I like to select them all, and then you can decide later which ones you want to use and which ones you want to delete. You can always add more later. So I'm going to hit the next button to continue. It's going to ask me for my logo. I can skip this if we're not ready to upload a logo, or I can click the drag and upload a logo button. I'll search on my computer for a logo. I can change the size, make it smaller, make it bigger, and I'm going to hit next to continue. Now it's going to ask me what fonts do I want to use. So this kind of gives me a few options. I can choose what primary color I want to use, so for the buttons and for highlights and things like that. And then finally, I hit the finish button, and it will ask me for a domain name. So the free version of Square includes a free subdomain. So that will say square.site at the end, but you can edit the first part. So here, Marco Store BX2, for example, might be the name of my store now. And I can hit change. If you want a custom domain name, so like a .com or a .net or a .info, for example, then that's where Square asks you to upgrade to one of its other plans. You can also register the domain name somewhere else, but if you want it all to be connected, you would also have to upgrade to their paid plan. There's a way that you can do a redirect, so essentially forwarding people from your .com to your .square.site. So that's an option too. We recommend that you get started with the free version. Stick to the .square.site domain name because there are so many domain names out there now, a .nyc, .business, .taxi. All kinds of stuff are out there right now, so it's not as important as it used to be to have a .com, for example. But then you can always use a QR code and your redirects to help guide people to your site if you think that it's faster or easier for them that way. So we're going to leave it at that, and we're going to go back to our editing. It's going to give me these blue boxes, which are sort of a tutorial so that I can understand where certain things are located on our control panel. So here it's telling me that this navigation button is where my pages exist, my page list. So this is where I can go and switch different pages, my about page, my home page, my collections page, and make changes respectively. So here it's showing me what that menu looks like. So I have a home page, I have a shop all page, I have items pages, I can add categories, I can add items, I can add pages, I can add stories, which would be blogs, posts, for example. Here it's telling me that I can click the design button, the site design button, to change my colors and fonts. So kind of get back to that thing that we had seen before. So here's my main colors, my accent colors, my fonts, my button style, for example. And we'll walk through some of the other features. What you're seeing on the screen on the right is a preview of what your page is going to look like with each section. When I hover over a section, you see a blue square. That means that currently I'm looking at that particular piece, or I'm putting a focus on that piece. On the navigation, you see an item that turns gray when I hover over it, and that corresponds to my section. So here's my main banner section, here's my header section, here's my featured image section, and my footer. The footer branding also is something that shows up when you use a free website through Square. Basically they're trying to promote that your site was built on their system. Since we're getting the site for free, then they're doing a little self-promotion on there too. If you don't like that, you can consider upgrading to the free plan. So let's head to the top and we'll start making some edits. If I click on header, for example, I can see my navigation. There's this toggle switch that allows me to hide and show different items. You see it in many different places. And that basically, if it's gray, it means hide. If it's blue, it means show. If I click on navigation and then click where it says navigation links, it gives me the list of all the items that show up here. So I can use the drag and drop feature by clicking on the 3 bars on the left to move where I want that item to be. I can add additional items using the plus button, add navigation link. The button is something that you want to call out. So it's very popular when you see like a donate now button for a nonprofit, or a shop now button so that people can go to your products pages. Wherever you see a button, you can click on the little chain icon where it says not linked, and that will bring up a pop-up screen. So then you can select which page you want to connect to that button. So I'm going to select shop all for here and then click save. I can click inside this button, make some edits here. So shop now. And then finally there's the icons. So that is if I want the search icon or my cart. I can select those to hide them or to show them. I'm going to click done. Moving on to the banner. I click on the banner section. You can see this blue border showing me that I'm now editing that section. I can click where it says add image if I want to show an image. I can toggle to hide that image. Let's add an image by clicking on the add image button. It's going to bring up this pop-up. It's going to ask me to drag a file or click to upload. So I'm going to click in there. It's going to search on my computer now and I can find an image. So I'm just going to choose a random image just for the sake of this video. And then I'm going to click save. If I want to make updates to the title, all I have to do is hover and click inside the title. Now I have the blue button in there. Now I can double click and get my cursor. So say introducing the spring collection. I can do the same with the shop now button. Change this to shop now, exclamation, for example. Over on the left, you'll see some styles. From here, I can choose different sizes for my headline. I can maybe make it italic. And there's the customize button, which changes the layout. So clicking in here, I can select a different configuration. So where is my image? Where is my headline? So you play around with that and see what you like. We're going to click the done when we're ready. Next, it's asking me for my favorites. So this is an optional section where you can show the top 3 items. Right now it's empty because I don't have any items. So let's go ahead and show you how we can create an item. So we can click the create an item from here, and I can say physical product. I'm going to say $20 for the price, And I'm going to click the plus button to select images on my computer. I'm going to click open, and now my items show up. That's the basics of it, but you can click the more options button in order to create variation. So for example, I want to sell a blue and a pink shirt. So I can go down here, scroll to the bottom, and where it says variation, click the add and manage button and say pink and t-shirt blue. Click the done button. Here it's letting me select prices, so I can say that it's the same price, or I can select a different price. So maybe the blue shirt is on sale for $15 and the pink shirt is on sale for $10. So now I'm going to click the save button, and now that item is going to show up. So for now, we're going to click the done button. We can also add items by clicking add and then item. So same thing. So in this case, maybe I want to sell nail polish. Click the plus button, search for an image, give it a price. You can select how you want the item to be picked up or shipped to your store. And now it's been added to my item library. So it's showing up here. We can click over here, and then we can see all of our different items on the left-hand navigation. We can also add more items by clicking the add item from there. And then if I go back to my home page, I can click in here and add that as a favorite. You don't have to add a favorite sections. You can actually delete it if you don't want that by clicking the delete section button on the left. It's going to ask me to confirm. I'm going to click delete, and now that's going to disappear. Deleting the featured items from my homepage won't delete the items from my website. I can always add that section again by clicking the add section and then finding it in my menu. Check out the other options in this column to see what other things you can add. We like to add Instagram feeds, for example, so that your content is always fresh. You just click in here, click add. It's going to show up on your page. Now it's going to ask you to connect to Instagram. From here, it's going to ask you to authorize, and then you're good to go. You can also find your items on your Shop All page. So we're going to go into the little menu, and now we're going to find Shop All. It's going to show us what our e-commerce page looks like. We can make some styles by clicking in the left. So for example, I want to change the size of my item title. Maybe my prices are too small, or I want to change the color for that. Finally, I can also change the order of my products by clicking the Arrange and Add Items button. It's going to show me a list of all my items. It's going to tell me that it's listing them from newest to oldest, but I can also click by popularity, how many times people have bought it, by price, which is the cheapest and lowest, alphabetically, by name, or custom. Custom lets you drag and drop. Your clients will be able to select the filter on the right to sort the products in different ways. We're going to click done. And then finally, we're going to click publish. So that's all that we're going to cover for today. If you need any help setting up your site, email us or give us a call at the number on your screen.